We go through a lot to get the program is up and running on this station. Sometimes you just hear everything flowing smoothly, but we go through a lot. Anyway, welcome. We're talking about Benue killings, even as President Bola Tinubu is set to land in Benue today. Almost 1 week after the gruesome killing in Yelwata, and weeks and even months after several killings in that part of the country. We'll be speaking with some Benue indigents and also speak with a representative of the Middle Belt Forum. I think he's chairman of the Kaduna chapter of the Middle Belt Forum, but also the public relations officer, national public relations officer of the Middle Belt Forum. He'll be joining us. I'm talking about Luka Biliat. We're meant to have Biniat rather. We're meant to have Dr. Bitrus Pogu, the president of the Middle Belt Forum, but he's unfortunately not able to join us. I think we have a Benue indigene on the line. Are you there, sir? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you, Kofi. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to talk to you. We had a talk last night, late into the night. Would you mind if I mention your name, or you want to stay anonymous?
Please go ahead. Mention my name if you.
Okay, I know you
need to.
Yes, you're Moses, I believe. But,
Moses, yes, Moses K.
What's the last name? Sorry.
Moses Achi K.
Okay, all right. Now you're from Benue State. You're right now in Makurdi, and your mom is from Yelwata, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Moses, please stay with me. I have Mr. Luka Biniat on the line. Mr. Biniat, you have to enable your video so we can see you, sir. If you can do that, we'll be really appreciate it. Good morning to you, Mr. Biniat.
Okay, very good morning. Let me do.
Okay, we'll give you.
Good morning. Let me do that.
Okay, yes, sir.
And can you see me?
Yes, I can. But please, can you place your phone like this? Maybe auto rotate it and then just keep it like this so we can.
Oh,
see
okay.
it. Yes. Okay. All right. Whilst Mr. Biniat is getting that ready, Moses, you're in Makurdi right now, but you know what is happening in Yelwata and other parts of Benue State. Please just run us through what happened on Friday, Saturday, and what's been happening before then. But let's start from Yelwata.
Okay, thank you very much, Kofi. Good morning to Nigerians listening in. My name is Moses K. I am in Makurdi presently, and what you've asked is quite large, but I'll do my best to sum it up as quickly as possible. What happened a few days ago was a crowning of what has been happening all along. The Fulani herders have made a vow that they will make life unbearable for Benue people, because this is something they have kept doing from 2012 when the first attacks began. Since then, they have stayed consistent, and if there has been a break, it's been probably a break for a few months, but they have stayed sustained from 2012. I'm talking about 2012 now to date. Okay. So there have been these consistent attacks that the Fulanis have mounted on Benue people. And then, of course, you must note that they have focused on communities in local governments that are neighboring Nasarawa state. So what happened at Yelwata was a coordinated attack, a deliberate attack that ended up killing people in the hundreds. A lot of families lost total members of the families were wiped out. And there are very disheartening videos of one of our sisters who lost 5 of her children and her mother in one of those displays. Funny enough, those people who were burnt in those in Yelwata, most of them were displaced people from around neighboring communities that are deeper off the road. You know, Yelwata is on the Abuja-Makurdi highway. Yelwata is on the cusp of the road. So those people who were displaced from a deeper hinterland location relocated to Yelwata. And those were the people that were killed in that coordinated attack that night. The Fulani killers came in and spent about 4-5 hours raising down, burning houses, shooting down people. The attack started with a diversion. There's a police station at Yelwata. Can you hear me, Kofi?
Yes, please go on, yes.
Good. So there is a police station at Yelwata. And there is, of course, an organization of vigilante young men with Dane guns who provide some degree of local security. Plus, there is a military checkpoint at Yelwata. So with all this in place, the attack started at the police station. So the police, the local youth ran to that attack point and were trying to respond to the attacks that came at the police station. Unbeknownst to them, there was another squad, an even larger squad, that came with fuels in gallons, with fire and guns, whatever, and they'll just kick down the door, throw in fuel, throw in fire. That's how they were able to go around door to door. That's how they were burning and killing people in their sleep. So the local security, yes, the police have been commended for their effort, but it was not enough. Funny enough, the military have two barracks, two formations in Makurdi. Makurdi is about 35 minutes drive from Yelwata, and nobody from here in the military went in to provide support until it was very late. They arrived there as any other person would arrive. So it's
how many hours? How many hours after? Because the attack was on for 5 hours. How many hours after?
The attack started around 10:45 p.m. and didn't finish until around 3 a.m.
Can you confirm the day?
The day this attack took place?
Yes, just confirm.
Today is Wednesday. This attack took place 4-5 days ago.
All right.
Yes,
so that's Friday. Friday. Yeah.
Yes, Friday, exactly.
So you said it started what time?
It started around 10:45 p.m.
Okay.
It rained on the night.
Okay.
So people had to move in, because when it rains, everybody wants to be in a safe space. So they moved in, and of course, it led to a lot of people sleeping early.
Okay. So what time did the soldiers arrive from Makurdi? Because I know we have 3 military formations there, including the Air Force. What time did they arrive?
They arrived in the early hours of the morning.
Okay. So 10 a.m., 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Did they arrive 3, 4, 5?
No, they arrived in the morning about 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
Okay. How many military formations do we have in Benue? I think we have 3 in Makurdi.
We have the Nigeria School for Military Engineering. We have 72 Special Forces. We have the Air Force Base. We have the Naval Base too.
So Naval Base,
paramilitary.
Okay. So Naval Base, Air Force Base, and 72 what?
72 Special Forces.
Okay. All right. Please stay with me. I'll come back to you shortly. Let's go over to Mr. Luka Biniat. Mr. Biniat, thank you very much for your time. We can see you clearly. What is the response of the Middle Belt Forum? Because my guest Moses Kiek, who is in Makurdi now, has talked about that the fact that this thing has been going on, and he talked about Nasarawa State and other states. You are from Kaduna State, but you are Middle Belter generally. What is the position of the Middle Belt Forum on all that's been happening, and where can you trace it to?
Good morning. Just like you said, my name is Luka Biniat. I'm the spokesman of the Middle Belt Forum. That is the umbrella body of all the ethnic nationalities of northern Nigeria that are neither Hausa, Fulani, or Kanuri. We are deeply saddened and troubled and alarmed by the scale of, killings, mass murder of innocent sleeping people that took place in Yelwata a few days ago. Our position has been very consistent in stating that what is going on in the Middle Belt of Nigeria today is not farmer-herders clash, contrary to what the Nigerian press, try to narrate. What is happening in the Middle Belt of Nigeria, as clearly evident in this Yelwata attack, is genocide. And it's not blind genocide, it's genocide to chase away our people, to occupy their lands and replant them with a Fulani population. When we say Fulani, people will say that we are profiling an ethnic group. It's not, because if you ask 99% of all the victims of this cruelty, they will tell you that the people that are victimizing them, attacking them are of the Fulani stock. So we are deeply angry, we are very sad, and we are alarmed and troubled that it is clear that the Nigerian state is either unwilling or does not truly have the capacity to defend its own citizens. And it is unwilling to recruit volunteers.
Okay, Mr. Benny, I'll tell you there.
Volunteer youth to safeguard their communities. Sorry, I got deeply interrupted. So what I'm saying is that there is a clear pattern of violence targeted at the ethnic nationalities of the Middle Belt, and the aim of it, at the pain of repeating, is to take over our land. And it is unfortunate that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not seem to understand the conspiracy, the network of these ethnic groups that are carrying out this thing to sustain this kind of attack. And that's why we keep asking the rationale behind making a Fulani man the NSA, his deputy an NSA, the Minister of Defense NSA, his deputy NSA. The service chiefs are operational chiefs. They do not have political powers to take certain decisions. So we are gravely troubled that this is just a signal of more, serious attacks that may take place in the future.
Okay, so when you say the president doesn't understand, apart from the fact that it's NSA, you have an issue with the origin of it, the NSA, his vice, and you said the Ministry of Defense, they're all Fulanis or Kanuris.
Yes, you see, just imagine, because as far as we can see from the evidence available to us since 2011 and 2012, the Fulani have declared an unofficial war, against the Nigerian state. It's like Benjamin Netanyahu carrying out an Iranian to become some of his, close security advisors.
Okay.
Why would he not reject it and try to make this the security, top echelon?
Okay.
Inclusive of other people.
Is this not now getting to the point, back to that ethnic profiling you said you don't want to engage in? Bearing in mind that yes, you have the likes of Shetima, Nuribadu and Co. Either being Fulani or Kanuri, but they may have nothing to do with all that's going on. So is that not ethnic profiling? It's like saying because a black man robbed a bank, every black man on a street in Harlem will be arrested by the police because that's the black man who did that.
If you know that the black man in the strip of Harlem is a crook, and then all the top security as we call it, architecture of Harlem are all blacks, would that look like a smart decision on your own part? What will the whites say if they are robbed? Is it not a common sense to say that, look, why don't you reject this thing and make it an inclusive thing, where you bring a Hispanic, bring a white man, and bring a yellow man, the Chinese as they call them, and all that, to give it some sense of some semblance of this thing? Because from all that is happening, we believe that the top political security advisors are not giving the president the right information that he has. Put in mind that it was this same NSA that came to Makurdi some few months back, a month or two back, to say that there is not an inch of land of Nigeria that is occupied by this gunmen, all the bouquet of terrorists that are attacking Nigeria. Meanwhile, right there in Benue State, over 600 communities are being occupied.
Okay,
but he is downplaying.
Just to point out to you that the chief of army staff, General Christopher Musa, chief of defense staff, sorry, is is from Zango Kataf in southern Kaduna, your place.
That's what I'm telling you. They only carry out operational issues. They do not have the political powers. CDS cannot declare a war on Benue State. If CDS wants to move troops and it has some implication, the NSA may advise the president, stop him and all that. He does not. They are all answerable to the NSA. Even the Minister of Defense is answerable to NSA. The NSA is the direct contact to the president when it comes to matters of security issues.
Hold the thought. I'll come back to you. Moses Care, you said that some of the people who were attacked in Yelwata, most of them are refugees. They ran from villages that are in the hinterlands, to Yelwata, which is near the expressway leading from Abuja to Kaduna, to Makurdi. Which places did these people come from, and what happened there? What sort of incidences that led them to relocating as refugees in their own state to Yelwata?
Kofi, this is a very sad situation, and as we talk about it, more will still happen, because these people we're talking about, some of them lived in villages that were 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 5, 6, 7, and more away from the road. But because of the constant attacks they were facing, now look, there is a growing problem that we in Benue State recognize. We know that it's a national problem, but it is one that we are powerless to do anything about, especially with these attacks. I'm talking about food security here. These people are basically farmers. These people, we are basically farmers. And they have been displaced from their farms. What was happening all along leading to this point was a harassment that you cultivate your farm. The Fulani will allow your crop to go to a certain point. They will herd their cattle into their farm and destroy your crop. This has been the way they've been provoking communities consistently. And people who have challenged them have either been slashed with cutlass, killed, or shot dead. This has been consistent. This is the constant refrain.
So you feel there's an attack?
Don't do their work.
Yeah, you feel there's an attack on food security.
Yes, there is an attack on food. It's a national problem. If you like to recognize it, fine. If you ignore it, the president should be acting to protect farming communities, because that is first base of ensuring that this country can feed itself. So his concern should not just be because the Benue people are dying or being killed. No. Why are the Benue people being killed? The Benue people are being killed because their land is what these people want to annex. And of course, you must go back into history to recognize that the Benue people were never conquered by the jihad of 1804. Because they have never been the subjected people, they will never be allowed to rest. That is what the Fulani have declared. The people prosecuting these present attacks are basically Fulani. This is not a religious matter. But the Fulanis are prosecuting this so that tomorrow they can claim victory in Benue. Okay,
we'll come back to that, because I know, and I've had an opportunity to even sit down for an interview with Sheikh Husani from Kaduna State, Mr. Benue, at your home state. And Sheikh Husani did agree with me that he said even his own village was attacked by marauding headsmen or militiamen under the guise of headsmen. So even some of the Fulanis are also at risk, being victims of these attacks. So I will come back to you after this break, please. Please stay with me.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
How do we make our cooking come alive? Oh, for that tasty meal when you like. Oh, I mean, you want cook food to impress. Oh,
whether it's jollof or na stew, even for porridge or spaghetti, cook to impress with Pepper Terra.
Pepper Terra.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
I don't know, man. These days, all you hear is save, invest, save, invest. Wait, how do you guys find this money? Is it not someone that is settled that will have money to save and invest? And even if I manage to invest or save, the interest rates are so low. And one can lose money in all these crypto, NFT, blockchain, and so on.
Introducing Fund 724. It's a simple solution to all your money goals. With as low as 1,000 naira or that urgent 2k in your pocket, you can start saving with Fund 724 and earn solid returns on your investment. And you can withdraw your money from your account for free. Anytime you like, just dial star 724 hash on your mobile phone and follow the prompt.
Oh, so no need to download an app or join a long queue, huh?
Dial star 724 hash now to get started. Fund 724 is available 24/7. Guarantee Trust Fund Managers is a subsidiary of Guarantee Trust Holding Company PLC and regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission.
What you're about to taste is so hot, it's got basket mouth singing.
Mini Ninja Pepe flavor. Yeah. Mini Ninja Pepe flavor. Chris. Heat.
Nothing brings the heat like the bold taste of Mini Me Noodles Naija Pepper Flavor. Try it today and see for yourself. Mini Me Noodles Naija Pepper Flavor. Slap it like it's hot.
Every day is about winning with one play on Nigeria Info. On Nigeria Info, daily winnings is now over 150,000 naira. Just go to oneplay.ng or dial star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. Play with as little as 500 naira, and in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. The more you play, the better your chances of winning every day on the Morning Crossfire, WhatsApp Lagos, and Game On shows on weekdays, and the Football Frenzy shows on weekends. But that's not all. Every Friday, there will be a 500,000 naira jackpot. Playing during the week automatically qualifies you for the weekly jackpot. Your chances of winning are the same whether you play on oneplay.ng or dial star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. Remember to play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18. OnePlay is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission.
Of trading himself. James, hello.
Susan, I beg. Say the wine meaning.
For where? You who no longer depend solely on your salary.
So you people trade and don't carry us along in this office, Abby? Jerry, now you they talk like this. Who doesn't want an extra stream of income? But I'm still looking for better trading conditions, I beg. Fast execution of my trades and possibly an account where swap no go carry all my profits where I no know.
Guy, HFM.com.
For me, I wouldn't mind better spreads at all, and it won't be a bad idea to be able to make withdrawals in a flash.
All we want is transparency and great customer service.
Guys, I said HFM.com.
Which one is HFM.com again?
Switch to HFM today to enjoy ultra-fast execution, 1 to 2,000 leverage, tight spreads, swap-free, and more.
Guy, show us the way now.
Wait, are you sure deposits and withdrawals are sharp?
I said HFM.com. Visit www.hfm.com. HFM, online trading at its finest.
Take control of your future with Nile Online. Learn on your terms anytime, anywhere, from the comfort of your home, at work, or on the go. With courses like Executive MBA and Digital Marketing, your path to success is just a click away. Join Nile Online and shape your tomorrow. To apply, visit nileonline.com.ng or call 0707 147 4242.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back. It's still the Morning Crossfire. We're looking at Benue killings. We have joining us virtually Mr. Luka Biniat, who is a National Public Relations Officer of the Middle Belt Forum. And we have joining us also Moses Ake, who is a resident of Benue State, an indigenous of Benue State, and also of Yelwata as well. Gentlemen, thank you so kindly for your time. We know it's a difficult period for all of you because of what's happening. For those of you listening, please call 0201-277-0993. Moses, I sent you the phone number in case some of your people would like to call in, and also the link as well on your WhatsApp. 0201-277-0993 if you'd like to call in. 0201-277-0993. And we have our second line, 0201-465-7190. 0201-465-7190. Mr. Biniat, let's look at the root causes of this. Moses has told us a bit of what's been happening. Are we saying that all the Fulani are involved in this? It's a tribal agenda? Because, like I said, I've sat down with Shehu Sani, who's a former senator from your state, who had told me of his community suffering attacks from herdsmen as well. You know, the Fulani who live in the houses, in the huts, who may not be moving and roaming around. Even the ones who have been moving around, who are nomadic, have been attacked as well. And yesterday, Moses and another gentleman from Benue yesterday told me that these current people who are attacking, some of them in military camouflage, in military uniform. You know, so do we have a difference between the Fulani that we know? The one that will call Moses' people Munchin, you know, I think that's what they call you because of the relationship you had over the years, where they would come after the Moses' people in Benue have done their farming and harvested. They'll bring their cows, come and eat the leftover, and then give them a calf to say, oh, please take this one as a, and also use their cattle dung as manure. Then give them the calf and say, take this one and keep it. When they come, they'll say, where's the cow we gave you? They'll say, we've eaten it. And then they call it, it's munchin. I believe, I hope I got it right, Moses. So they've had that relationship. So do we have a difference now? So,
okay. Your question is very clear. I don't know if Shehu Sani is my friend. I don't know if he told you if he's a Fulani person. I don't think he's Fulani. But having said that, it is true that not all Fulanis are a part of this conspiracy. But let me tell you, Mayeti Allah and then Mayeti Hoto Kori are two of the most, renowned Fulani, ethnic, shall I say, forum that represent their interests. There has been quite a few, audios and videos that have been going around the past 2 years, where a Fulani man complained that he had been approached to either pay certain amount of money yearly or donate his own child or two of his own youth, boys, of course, to join the insurgency. Outside that, he was not assured of his own protection. And as the Hausas have clearly been saying, because you ought to know now that the amalgam called Hausa Fulani is getting gradually being separated. The Hausas who have also come and are still under a strong attack, of the Fulanis, are now disassociating themselves from that political marriage called Hausa Fulani, and I'm saying that as far as they are concerned, the Fulanis are strangers who have occupied their lands, and they are about expelling them now, in the process of expelling them. So the Fulanis who have refused to join the insurgency or who have refused to cooperate are also victims of this. I come from a village called Zamandebo, and we had always coexisted with the Fulanis. There is no village in southern Kaduna, for example, and I'm sure it's true for the Middle Belt, that every village does not have its own settled Fulanis. And it has been like that for, if not over a century. Then what happens? That suddenly these same Fulanis that we have been cohabiting will just move their cattle and their property one morning and just, move away without giving an excuse. They give 3 or 4 days, the village will be invaded and people will be killed. All this talk about foreign Fulanis, they are not foreign Fulanis as per they come blindly to attack people. They are invited by the indigenous Fulanis who understands our terrain, who know even part of our forests and bushes, even more than the indigenous, to come and take over this land. Something must have happened somewhere where they are brainwashed to believe that the communities which they settle over, those lands can one day belong to them. And that is what is happening. In Southern Kaduna, for example, we have documented that 245 communities have been taken over by the Fulanis. Both our former Fulanis and the ones that are their own foreign fighters. And the space, the land that are occupied is about 6,000 square kilometers. That's bigger than Abia, Imo State. That's almost twice the population of Lagos State.
Have they chased the indigenes away from these lands, these communities?
They have chased the indigenes, absolutely chased them out. They are now there's a documentary I just finished doing around Benue side, where the native Bagis who are occupying these places want to go back because of controversial amnesty that the governor of Kaduna State granted the Fulanis. But if you go there, you will see swath of lands where your eyes cannot meet have been occupied by the Fulanis. So what we are saying, we are not just
where are the natives? Where are they?
They are squatting under. They are squatting under inhuman conditions in the cities, where some of their women have become, house helps. The men have become laborers. The youths have become, Okada riders and laborers and all that. And unfortunately, some of the girls have gone into wayward ways of the city.
All right.
They are there in hundreds of their thousands.
Okay, we have.
So they have displaced these communities and taken them over.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Sir, Moses here. Yes. Now, let's talk about the taking over of communities. Do you have the same experience in Benue State where, large portions of lands have been taken over by these marauding militiamen or headsmen, and the people have been sacked? Because I hear in some parts of the middle of the north, they've even changed the names of these communities. They've renamed them. We have, for instance, May 25, Andoana in Gwara West local government was attacked. Several people killed. June 1, Ediku, Angpali in Upper County was also attacked, and the people they had to go and protest. And now we have also June 12, Akundu Tiog. I hope I got that right.
Akundu Tiog.
Yes, was also attacked, not far from Makodi, the state capital, I believe, if I'm wrong. So tell us, do we have these places where, like Ms. Bine has talked about Kaduna State, where in Benue State, these headsmen have taken over? Yeah.
Absolutely. What Mr. Binias has described is not different with what we are experiencing here in Benue. It is a common practice. They just want to, of course, nobody wants to be harassed, and they are harassing you, killing you, and all of that. So people will move away from that point of harassment to the next best place. So people, internally displaced persons is the standard here. What Mr. Binias has described is Benue, but only he was talking about it from the Kaduna perspective. So it's the same thing. I would, however, like to add that, yes, I recognize that there is the profiling of the Fulani. I'm referring to what Mr. Binias talked about. But there's no deliberate attempt here to profile the Fulani and give all the Fulani a bad name. We don't want to give the Fulani a bad name, but if the Fulani is attacking me, I will not call the Fulani a different name. I'll recognize him by what he is. There are Fulanis that are doing this, and even the Hausas, as Mr. Biniat has pointed out, I've had engagement with several Hausa ordinary people who say they are tired of the oppression that the Fulani have put them under, that the Fulani kill them willingly, willfully, and without a care. And funny enough, they don't get punished for their actions. However, if you have to defend yourself against a Fulani man, and in the end or in the course of defending yourself, you take his life, what happened in Benue State will happen again. Look at the situation where in Benue State we have our community, people resting, people in their places. The Fulanis came from wherever they came, because we have always recognized that the Fulani will pass through, they will live with us for the short period. This is what our great-grandparents told us, that the Fulanis come during the dry season and they leave when the rains come. But these Fulanis are not ready to leave. They are here with you and they are here to stay. This is the new Fulani we are dealing with, and this is why it is different. It is different on many levels. So these Fulanis come and kill us in our own homes, and the president will tell us that it's the presidency in their press statement say that it's a reprisal attack. Reprisal, it doesn't make sense that you are telling us that it is a reprisal attack. We didn't attack anybody in the first instance, but we were not. We were attacked in our own homes. We were stopped from going to our farms. Our farms were destroyed, and all of those. They happened to us before, if anything happened to the Fulanis. But this attack has been described by the presidency as a reprisal attack. That is the most shocking description I have witnessed. But it also tells us what attitude the presidency has about this matter. They're not ready to address it and will not address it. Talking about the architecture of the security, in which most of them are Fulanis, I'm not surprised by that, because the commander of the faithful is still there. He is one of the most revered rulers in Nigeria. He may be silent, but his hands are everywhere. And he's doing the task of making sure that their interest, their overall objective is still pursued. I am not talking about any other person but the Sultan. As long as the Sultan remains in the background, he will continue to push his people in the direction he wants.
That is a grave allegation. Are you saying? Are you alleging that the Sultan may have?
He is the commander of the faithful. You cannot put it anywhere.
Yeah. But do you have hard evidence that he has any?
No, not
role?
Directly. But if you look in history, you will see where it is all.
Okay, so you don't have any evidence. That's what you're saying. What is what you feel?
No, you can't point anything directly at him because he's not there.
Okay, good. So I want to find out from you, Moses. You said that these, do we call them headsmen? Do we call them militia or what? Came at 10:45 p.m. And Yelwata is 35 minutes drive away from Maiduguri, where you have where you have at least 3 military formations: the Air Force Base, the Naval Base, and the 72 Special Forces. You said. And they were there for 5 hours. And they attacked the police formation there. They attacked the military post there, checkpoint there, and held these people to a standstill. And they went door to door in the middle of the night. They came with petrol, pouring petrol and burning people alive. And nobody came to your rescue.
Nobody came.
All right.
Nobody came from any of these military formations.
Now,
the same thing played out at Aondana. At Aondana, the attack was almost 6 hours. Yes, right. 6 hours.
Okay.
No, they didn't get that support too.
Okay, I'll come back to you shortly. Mr. Biniat, we've seen some reports and heard some reports of a negotiation between some state governments and some of these bandits and terrorists. I saw some videos said to be from Katsina State, and I also heard that it's happening in Kaduna State, where you had some soldiers. Civil defense, some security operatives with heavily armed terrorists, and they're on motorbikes and all that. They were gisting, chatting, giving themselves high five and all that. And we hear that they said they want to return their weapons to the government, state government, because they want to be reintegrated in society. They don't want to fight again. They don't want to be involved in violence, banditry, and all that. And what are your thoughts on this? What do you know about this recent one? Are you aware of anything like that? And what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, I am aware of something like that, and I belong to a chat group where we have a lot of serving and both retired generals and top security personnel in that group. And some of us express our shame, our concern, our worry. And in fact, we said it is alarming. It simply means that Nigeria is incapable of defending itself. If this ragtag, unlettered armament could so harass, intimidate, and terrorize the Nigerian state into signing, is it called an amnesty? Then what happens if we have well-organized foreign invaders that are coming to Nigeria, bombing us from the air and coming through our borders on land, or even, shelling our coastal areas? It simply means that we surrender. If we are unable to get these people to justice, and they sit with our own security men well armed, arrogantly, as you said, exchanging high five with the same soldiers that they are killing, and then we do not find this very offensive and disturbing, then the Nigerian state is kaput. It simply means that nobody is ready to defend this country if our interior territorial integrity, is under threat. For God's sake, the Nigerian government is not giving any attention or desired attention to the victims of these wicked people. But instead, they are trying to pamper them from the so-called repentant Boko Haram, who, in fact, in the end, because I'm a journalist, I have been to Borno to make some exclusive stories, and I saw the arrogance of the so-called repentant terrorists some of them carrying weapons that were far superior than that of the soldiers as we were traveling through Sambisa forest to Dambua. And we see the conditions of the IDPs. Nobody cares. These terrorists are given stipends every month. Nobody cares how their victims are. It's the same thing in Kaduna State. And it's the same kind of shameful arrangement that we are seeing now in that trending video, where armed Fulanis, are being transported in military vehicles and pampered. And you could see like there's some kind of familiarity between the bandits and the soldiers.
Okay.
So it's a situation of hopelessness as far as we are concerned.
Moses, please tell us about the current situation as we speak now in Yelwata, because you know that the IGP, Inspector General Police, was there. We know that he had a meeting with the governor, and then he had addressed the press. We know that General Christopher Musa, Chief of Defense Staff, and the Chief of Army Staff, they've all there. We also know that the governor has tried to, I think, evacuate some of the persons who are in the community out in buses, and some of you are not happy about the evacuation. So tell us what the current situation is in Yelwata and all that's been happening. Is it now calm? Is it now peace? Can people return home?
There is a calm, but it is not a peaceful camp. This is a pensive camp where people just know that anything can happen, because the Fulanis never gave any guarantee that they will not attack again. And despite the visit of the IGP, the visit of the governor and all those dignitaries that have been coming to condole with the communities, of course they are doing their part in showing their care and concern. But it would be better if they cared by ensuring that the original intent of having a government at all is enforced, which is the protection of life and property. I made an allegation here earlier that sounded shocking to you. That's because I'm a researcher, and I belong with an organization that is researching TV history.
Okay.
One of the things that we've heard from our locals have reported to us from engaging with the Fulanis is that they've kept telling our people that you people came from Congo and you go back to that Congo. Say this with a sense of like they know that this place they are going to own it. But as part of that research team, I know that the Tea people are not visitors in this valley. We have been here as long as the Nok people have been. The Nok people have been here not less than 4,000 years. And that's how long the Tea people have existed in the Benue Valley. The space we covered in the past, the landmarks that the Tea people covered in the past were wider than what we have today. And this constant shrinking has not stopped us covering the space that we have. It is because we were that many in the first instance. So the constant attacks have continued to demoralize and force us out, because nobody wants to be under attack on a regular basis. That is why, as soon as the idea of IDP camps came, people will move to IDP camps.
So we hear the governor provided buses to.
Yes, there were 25 buses, as I recall, that were sent to Yelwata to evacuate the balance of the people who survived the attack. So if there is any persons left at Yelwata now, it is the young people, the men who are able to provide some sense of defense, or who can put up some form of resistance, or who can look around, who can hang around the neighborhood. That's what you have there.
Are you guys okay with the fact that the state government is moving the indigents out?
It is not a sustainable solution to the problem on hand. Okay. Clearly, what we need to have is people encouraged to defend themselves. Because my right to life cannot be taken away. Nobody has the right to just come and attack me and kill me. And if I feel threatened enough, I should be able to defend myself. This is what government should be working on.
But the governor yesterday frowned on some calls for self-defense, saying that would lead to make your communities more vulnerable. And he's asked instead people to focus on community policing. What do you think about that?
Yes, as governor, he's well put to begin to be concerned about a situation where everybody is bearing arms. But if if the situation has got to the point where we need to defend ourselves, let's acknowledge that truth too. Because nobody is a mad person to want to just attack any other person.
Do the youth
and if, of course, the other person can match your madness, definitely you be careful how you want to deploy yours.
Do the youth of Benue still have the capacity to defend themselves, or the means?
There is a song that our 4BS used to sing. They would say, Aluku Yoruba say say pe.
What does it mean?
The song says that if you are abused, terrorized by somebody, a stranger, the mandate is for us to die. When they say
okay, all right.
let us die when we are attacked like that.
All right. Let's
They understand that. Yes,
okay, all right, bro. Let's do on that. And before I go back to Mr. Binyat, and we saw a video of cows being moved with some sort of what look like some big vehicles, escort and police. Is that real? Is that true? Or is that fake? Or maybe AI? Some people will say.
No, I don't think
the cows were being said to be escorted by.
I wouldn't know, but
police.
you're talking about cattle rustling here, is what I understand.
Okay, no. This one it was being guarded by sort of like security, Hilux fans and all that. Okay, Mr. Binyat, the president is in Benue State today. He will, among other things, have a town hall with the people of Benue State. What are you expecting from the president's visit? Are you hopeful that it will lead to restoration of order and even justice being given to the people of Benue State and Middle Belt in general, sir?
Well, it is good that the president is visiting Benue State today, which is a very far departure from his immediate past, predecessor, who of course was a Fulani and didn't seem to give a hoot about what was happening to Benue State at that time, and even, of course, the entire Middle Belt. But curiously, the president seemed to have, dampened our spirit by the initial press statement that was issued, where he made that genocide look like it was because of the intolerance of the Tiv people, towards their Fulani, tenants. And but perhaps if he gets there today and sees situation on ground, perhaps he will have a change of attitude. And let me say this. The attitude of the governor has been that of shame. In terms of war, even if you are incapable of defending your people physically, utterances from a leader is also a weapon. The governor ought to have come out and speak as a leader in very strong voice, encourage his own people to stand firm and defend their lands. But this is a governor that is saying that self-defense is not what he advised. But it is a constitutional right. It is a universal human right. Every human being has a right to self-defense. Why would he want to, if you like, make that look like such an horrible act? We, in the Middle Belt Forum, we are calling on every able-bodied Middle Belter to subscribe to that constitutional human right, to defend himself, organize yourself into volunteer groups, and defend your communities where the state is unable to do so. It is a natural right. Even animals defend themselves, talk less of human beings. So the going of the president today, we in the Middle Belt Forum, we are waiting for the outcome of that visit to bring out our very strong position on this genocide in water.
Mr. Luka Binyat, Moses K, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Hey, rewards to the land! When I buy airtime and data on any network,
I get up to 10% cash back.
I pay my NEPA, DSTV, or StarTimes and call
3% cash back.
Now so, smart cash back, don't get reloaded.
And they load my wallet.
Hey, it's the Smart Cash Cashback Reloaded. Top up airtime or data on any network and get up to 10% cashback, or pay your electricity or cable TV bill and get 3% cashback sharply. Only on Smart Cash. No door yourself. Download the Smart Cash app or dial *939# to start today. Terms and conditions, Deja.
I am malaria.
parasites. My mission is simple: to take over your body, to cause fever, chills, headache. But one thing stands in my way. Come on.
Effective relief from malaria. Comal on. Malaria gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult doctor.
Running a business is a long journey, and you need constant financing to keep it running. But without a partner, that journey can be very tedious, very costly. And you alone cannot sustain it. This is why you need Meristem Finance Limited. A strong business partner that helps you with easy business loans. Whether you need business capital,
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.